Hey YouTube, how's it going this evening? So this video is more of a rant video. I just actually put the light up in this tank and the fish are a little spooked. As you can see, there's one there, but I'm gonna leave the light on for the next couple of days so they could get acclimated to being in light and to being in this particular space. In this tank, like I said, I have 15. I think it's 15 and they reddish leaders that I bred back in March, and this group is off Red Tiger and Benetton. Also, I have a Narajo Trimac in here that was given to me. But I wanted to talk today about basically about a situation with local pet stores and people buying fish from local pet stores and all. Sometimes it's a good thing, but because you could get quality fish from there, but I think it's the responsibility of the pet store owners to gather as much information on the fish that they're selling as possible so they could relay that information to the buyer, especially for the prices that they're asking for. Case in point, I mentioned the other day in a video that that Sunkiss, Blitzkrieg, and King Minos, that spawn, they all were in the same spawn. That spawn was in December. It actually was in January of 2017. So they just rolling up on 2 years old. But I sold a lot of that spawn because of space to a local fish store here. I pretty much gave them to them. I gave them over 100 1 to 2 inch babies for little to nothing. Like, I mean, if they were sold just 5, they would have made the money back that they paid for those fish. I wasn't pressed for the money. I would just wanted to get the fish out of my home for space, and I figured it was a pet store. They would do well as far as like selling the fish. So I gave these guys all the information about the fish, and for me, I'm more of a location guy and opposed to a bloodline guy. Now, granted, I lean more towards bloodline with King Midas because I don't know anything about his history as far as his location or whatever. So the fish, when I refer to a bloodline, the only bloodline I could refer to that on the fish I own is the King Midas stuff, the King Midas stuff. So I sold these fish being bred off of a daughter of King Midas, and that was the emphasis on that particular breed, retaining King Midas blood. So I gave them all the information. I showed them pictures and videos of the spawn. I showed them pictures and videos of the parents. I told them exactly where the parents came from and what type of fish they were. Everything you can imagine, I gave these guys the information. So periodically I would go back and check on the fish because I love my fish. Genuinely, I love my fish, and I love checking on the fish, whether I place a fish with somebody or sell a fish to a pet store or whatever. I'm generally interested in the fish, making sure that they turn out pretty good. So periodically I would check back, and I noticed the fish would be, they were disappearing slowly but surely. But sometimes when I would go, the fish was being labeled as something else. So 2 years later, which was the day, I revisited that fish store, and they had some of the fish there, of course, bigger now. The fish were being called, one was called a My Devil, the other one was called Sunkiss, Midas, and all these other names. And they had these huge prices on them, that the average consumer wouldn't purchase a fish for the prices that they asked, because they don't know. Number one, I don't know too many people that's just a casual fish owner would spend $300 on a fish, no matter what the situation was. Number two, they don't even have the background on the fish. Like they couldn't tell you what type of fish it was, or where the fish come from, or what temperature the water should be for the fish, or what tank makes the fish get along with, what type of food the fish eat. They pretty much couldn't tell you anything, about the fish. So I was kind of disheartened about it because it becomes more of a quote unquote puppy mill, instead of a place where people can go buy a pet, and be happy with their pet. Um, I mean, people can run their business any way they want, but when I see fish that I bred, being mislabeled or having a high price tag, it's kind of disheartening, So, needless to say, I'm apologizing to the consumers who purchase fish after I bred them, for the high price on them, and also for the lack of knowledge, because you can walk into these stores, or you could get fish from people who have gotten fish from me and not knowing exactly what you have. I make sure that, and this could be verified from people who got fish from me, I make sure that you know the exact history and background on the fish, the exact scientific name, and the trade name of the fish, where I purchased the fish from, or the parents. In most cases, the fish that I bred, where the parents are purchased from, and all. And you could check my videos, and I'm always talking about location or where I got the fish from. But yeah, it was disheartening. And then to see the prices on the fish, I know those fish most likely will die in those aquariums because of the conditions, and also because of the price tag. Most people are not going to spend that much on on a fish they have no background on. So my job today was to actually go, when I was there, was to go purchase the fish back. But the price that they were asking for, and me being a hobbyist, that was just way too much money for me to spend on the fish. And as much as I love my fish, I can't justify to my family for spending $600 or $700 to rescue fish that I bred. I mean, that's just not, I'm not built like that. But with that being said, I think I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna deal with people that's in the hobby, not just, novice, or just people that just interested in fish. And I don't really want to sell any fish. I can work out deals with people with fish, but I just want to make sure that the people have, that I get a fish to, or do any type of trading for even cash or fish. I want to make sure that those people have an interest in this particular fish. Not necessarily just owning fish, because like I said, I gave fish away this summer. Basically my whole fish room, and so the fish are spread all across the world, and most people don't even know anything about the fish. And I put a lot of time, energy, and money collecting Midas cichlids from everybody I can get in contact with, and from different locations. Trying to find as close to a wild card as possible. So I put a lot of time and energy into it. And sometimes, you run into a snag where you lose a fish. And it happens, but I think for the most part, a lot of, people that, they get fish because they think it's the cool thing to do, or they want to be in a part of a certain clique, or, whatever, but, do yourself a favor, do the background on your fish, make sure the people who you get the fish from, make sure that you're able to call them or text them or whatever to continue the relationship and get more information on that particular fish or the location. Like I said, I'm more of a location guy and opposed to bloodline, but the bloodline, when it comes to bloodline, the only ones that I would actually run with is a King Midas, because I don't know the history behind him, or of course the location or whatever. But other than that, I'm more of a location guy. So I done ran it for about 10 minutes now. YouTube, I hope that you could take some of this information and run with it. And for people that's new to the fish, that's some of the key facts. It's good to get it from reputable people, but make sure that you can establish a relationship with that person, because you never know when you may need more information. You may need an outcross in that particular with that particular fish. Case in point, if you run it with chanchos, there's not too many out there. You don't want to keep breeding brother and sister, you know, father and daughter or whatever. So you, at some point, you know, you got to go out and get the refreshing your bloodline. So it's important for you to know where you got your fish from and the people who you buying your fish from, where they got their fish from, so you won't run into the same, you know, blood basically. But anyway, YouTube, thanks for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Also comment, you know, and let me know what you think about my rant. And again, my fish are hiding, and I'm quite sure, and within the next couple of days or whatever, they'll be out swimming, and I'll do more videos of them and give you a glimpse of these young guys. So they're doing pretty good. All right, YouTube. Peace.